It's space weather! Looking at the sun in 304 angstroms. We've got two gigantic plasma filaments. And a sunspot group. Let's look at those filaments first. This one's been here since yesterday, and it's yet to collapse. That is a big one. Also in the northeast limb. Not quite as big, pretty active. And there's Sunspot 2726. Take a look at some different views here. 171 angstroms. Show you some magnetic fields associated with this activity. Check it out. Not sure if it's growing, shrinking, or staying the same yet, but we're going to get to it. Going to have an increase in X-ray flux as a result, which is already reflected by the data. Northern hemisphere of the sun looks pretty magnetically normal. Southern hemisphere of the sun looks incredibly jumbled. Squiggly lines everywhere. Active regions interacting with each other. Let's look at a view we don't usually look at. 94 angstroms, ionized iron. Now, if you're not familiar with what these views are, just go to the SDO page, click on the I button right here, get a little pop-up. There you go. This is showing you 6 million Kelvin. And it's good at showing you extreme ultraviolet and soft X-rays. You can see where those are emanating from. Let's take a look at the video. See that thing forming. And the source of the X-rays. Let's look at geospace real quick. Looked like a little bit of magnetic fountaining going toward the Pacific. It's all looking pretty normal. No major perturbations. Let's look at the Space Weather Enthusiast dashboard. Here's your X-ray imager. And as expected, some X-rays coming out of the active regions. Solar Ham's got the sunspot named Beta class. Nice. Little bit of magnetic mixing going on there, but not too extreme. Not expecting any big flares out of that. But keep an eye on it, as it's appears to be not shrinking immediately, at least. Go to spaceweathernews.com. And as you can see, the X-ray flux is higher than it's been. Now, solar wind density, extremely low. What are we at? 1? 1.5 protons per cubic centimeter, something like that, according to the ACE. but the solar wind speed is still increased, so we're not out of the coronal hole wind stream yet. There's your your magnetometer. Keep in mind that's the GOES satellite that's measuring the magnetic field in space. KP is down to 1. And electron flux is fairly high, although we're not seeing any charging hazards. So the F2 ionosphere layer is looking pretty discharged in the west. So that's probably going to charge up. Now, let's get in the weeds, as we like to do. Who's ever heard of David LaPointe? Well, David LaPointe is a plasma researcher. And for those of you who are interested in the inner workings of the sun, we will leave links below to all of these websites. Let's talk about the primer fields. What is the sun? Well, the sun is condensed matter acting on the surrounding bodies through its magnetic fields. What kind of magnetic fields? This kind of magnetic fields. They're called the primer fields because there are multiple fields. People think the sun is like a bar magnet. It is not. The sun's fields consist of a flip ring and a choke ring on each of the dipoles. So you've got 2 fields in the north, 2 fields in the south. That is the way the sun is able to do what it does. Highly recommend you head to David LaPointe's page. If you got 3 hours, there are 3 videos. Primer fields part 1, 2, and 3. Watch them all the way through. It will change your understanding of fundamental physics. Yes, it does fly in the face of standard model astronomy. However, it doesn't fly in the face of the actual observations. It's a great explanation of how the sun and how indeed all matter does what it does. Let's go out to the earthquake situation. Going back 10 hours, we got Central East Pacific rise, 5.6. 4.3 in Chile at a deep depth. Still on alert there for a 5. Greece is still getting hit. Another one in Chile, a 4.4 in Mexico, a 4.4 in Guatemala, 4.4 in Greece. Indonesia gets a 5.1. No other quakes of note. And there you have it. We welcome the uptick in solar activity. We also welcome new subscribers. Please don't forget to like the video and share it on your social media. We'll be making more videos daily, so thanks for tuning in. Come back tomorrow. And remember, when staring at sunspots, don't drink. And if you drink, stare at sunspots anyway, but use instruments like the SDO.